Hello, this is Mitch King with TradeStocksAmerica. It's Wednesday evening, December 17th. We're looking at FXI, the Xinhua China 25 Index ETF. We're still on an uptrend here, even though we have a little bit of a correction today of 1.3%. You saw me draw this last couple nights, but this is the channel that we want these stocks to go up in on the long intermediate trade positions. We're thinking this may last for some time. We think there'll be some pullbacks, of course, along the way. We don't think all the fear is going to be out of the market. But it seems like, again, the market is really strong considering the type of news that we've had. We still don't have the auto bailout. So we're still long in this sector here, the China sector. Let's take a look at PTR. We're still on a nice uptrend. We'd just like this to stay in this channel. Hopefully not to move below this. Oil still trying to find its way. It dropped below $40 today, and this stock hardly corrected very much. So we've got the China effect supporting this stock. When oil starts to move upward, this stock will really start moving as well. So this is a hold for a period of time, and you keep on these intermediate term trades, you've really got to have these stop losses, these trailing stop losses set. So you can go do something else and just monitor it throughout the day if you have another job or want to do something else throughout the day without actually hardcore day trading that we've been coming from in the past. It's a real tough transition to come from those intraday trades that we had, these 10, 12 percenters in a matter of hours and sometimes minutes, to now we're going back to the normal profit range of 1 to 3% on a scalp or an intraday trade. And that's very typical what we saw with a couple stocks today like Amazon.com and RIM. First Solar had a 12% pop today, but we'll go through that in just a second. So I'm really feeling that the market is starting to ignore the negative news. It's very conceivable to have a 2 or 3 month move upwards with some sort of smaller corrections. The pattern of buy on the dips will start working again. I know I've mentioned that the last couple days. I looked at 40 sectors tonight, and 37 are on an uptrend, and only 3 are on a downtrend, which are junk bonds, municipal bonds, and commodities. Let's take a look at the steel sector, and this is the same channel we're looking for in this sector as well. This is U.S. Steel, symbol X, and the upper left over here is where you're seeing your symbol X. Here's Schnitzer Steel. Same pattern. There's literally about 39 other steel stocks in this sector. I'm just pointing out several that I've followed, I've gotten to know. Here's AK Steel. Same pattern. Pretty shallow, but it's definitely moving up. Indicators are gradually moving up. The moving average is the primary indicator I monitor after I've opened a position. We're still pointing up on this one. Let's take a look at XOM, ExxonMobil, CVX, ConocoPhillips, still on an uptrend, on a shallow uptrend, even though oil has cooled off today. So these are still a hold. Let's take a look at Rambus. You know I've been watching that the last few days. Still on an uptrend, but it's way too high for me to go after on the long side. I'd really try to be patient, even though this may go up for $1 or $2 more. If you go long now, it's higher and higher risk. This thing has over tripled in the last several weeks. Rambus has a really peculiar habit over the 12 years that I followed this stock. This kind of behavior is very typical. It just moves up and you really don't understand why until after it starts correcting and then some news starts coming out. Now this stock has got intellectual property. It develops chips and integrated circuits and memory chips, and then it has other manufacturers. It sells the engineering on that to other manufacturers, and sometimes these other manufacturers steal that and then they get into lawsuits. So Rambus has really made a lot of legal cases against companies and to collect their royalties. Let's take a look at the coals. Still strong. Here's ACI, FCL, Massey Energy, James River coming up here, CNX. Look at this a little differently. These are definitely worth some money to stay long. Don't get too heavy in this. Let's take a look at Intel today. Just watch the moving average first and then look at your other indicators as well. Lastly, the Nasdaq Composites, real shallow move upward. Again, as I said in the text report, we really won't know if we're done with the bear market for 2 or 3 months down the road, but we don't want to wait that long before we go long. I think we can make some money on this bullish run that's very possible could last for 2 or 3 months, but we again have to play it by ear. I'm going to take off next week from working this report. I need a lot of rest. We have a short week next week. No trading on Thursday, and we have a short day on Friday. So you guys take care, and I'll see you tomorrow night.